what makes you an Israelite? And you said you were an Israelite by blood. And then I ask you, well, how do you know? You have DNA test, or and then you said no. How do you know you're an Israelite by blood? Because the whole world having their eye on you isn't proof of you being an Israelite by blood. I appreciate the commentary, but go ahead.
So we have a thing called the United Nations. So-called Black Americans don't have a seat there, which means you're not counted amongst the people of the planet. So just like the Bible says, the Israelites will not be counted as a people. And you don't have a seat in the United Nations. Everybody has representations, but there is no Black American or Afro-American or whatever foolish name they put on us. These are just bywords and things because they don't know who we are. They're kind of figuring out who we are now, but that's why they named us, N-words, and especially during slavery. They didn't say Congolese for sale or Senegalese or Ghanaian. They put Negro, which meant they don't know where you come from. They know the Africans who took us into slavery and sold us. They knew he wasn't from there. You don't see no country of Negroes walking around in Africa in 2023. Not one. Not one.
You know, I do want to I want to add on this, brother, because what it sounds like you're doing is you're starting off with a mythological premise and trying to end with a scientific conclusion, which does not work. You do realize that we have very diverse African haplogroups here in America, and so I'd have to ask, you know, what particular haplogroup does the Black Hebrew Israelites fall in? You know, I've heard people come out with the generic response of E1B1A, but man, I mean, come on, man, we got to do a little better than that.
Well, the haplogroup thing is a pseudoscience that was there for entertainment. For some reason, our people think that this is an actual science. It's not. You cannot trace your origin through haplogroups. This is why the white guys be swabbing their lizards and their dogs' mouths, and they send it into these these DNA centers, and they come back. These lizards and dogs have human DNA. What does that tell you? It's entertainment. That's not real. You can't find your origin from haplogroups. Adolf Hitler, Nicolas Cage, who played Ghost Rider, Albert Einstein and them got E1B1A. Does that mean that they're so-called Negroes? No. Just the haplogroup things comes from climate, diet, migration, things like that. So to say, you know, you have a large E1B1A, E1B1B haplogroup thing or whatever, but all them people are not the same. Even so-called Africans, they didn't just sprout out the ground. They moved into Africa. Where they come from?
So hold up, Judas. Hold up. I have to introduce somebody. Yo, bro, you fooled me with your name change. I didn't appreciate that. You know what I'm saying? But I just want to tell y'all this, right? It's a little free for all right now. You know what I'm saying? This is where we're moving into, man. Shout out to Brass. But Doctor himself, this man has more degrees than all of you. You know what I'm saying? He is the expert. His glasses, I don't think they're Versace, but he says they are. I think he's lying. It's the one and only
Swap me glasses.
You know what I'm saying? My best friend, and he named me a part of the super team. You know what I'm saying? He got me repping it. I'm a part of the one gang. It's a gang of Christians. This is the one and only Slim Reaper. So how you doing, Slim? How you doing, best friend and brother of mine in Christ?
Chilling, man. I don't all the titles, and I don't even hardly like you, and you know that. So Ratchet Craig is my favorite of the two of you, but yeah.
Yeah, you suck. You suck. You know, I don't like you.
Told you, Craig. Told you. I told you.
Well, shalom to you too.
Yeah. So DMG jumped on. I was on a call talking to someone else who talks similar nonsense, and he told me that someone had mentioned me, and so here I am.
He lied. But the thing is, man, since you are here,
good. So nobody brought up the topic of logic or anything like that, right? That didn't happen.
No, that I did. I said we were talking about logic and Christianity, and I said there's somebody on the channel called Mr. Logic.
Yep, that's me.
He Mr. Logic. Oh shit, he Mr. Logic, Craig. I ain't know that. Oh man,
I would have known
that.
If he was cool with me, I would have known that. But you know, hey,
yeah.
So yeah, and so what was it that you said?
And then I said that people are trying to make sense of nonsense.
Okay, so you trained in logic at all? This is
That's
a
not
yes
the
or no
topic.
closing the
That's
question. Yes, are you trained in
no,
logic?
no, no, no.
Okay, okay. I didn't think so because if you had been, the sort of statements that you made, and I watched some of your videos, like I watched the one where you talked about proof that Jesus was gay or something like that, and then you violated all sorts of scholarly rules, and then and didn't even comprehend the Wikipedia page you were reading. And then I was the one also commenting, talking to you, and you talked about wanting to debate the historicity of Jesus. If you had been trained in any logic whatsoever, you would know what a non sequitur is, and numerous other logical issues. And so I know for a fact by your demonstration that you have no idea what logic actually is. For example, let me give you an example. I watched the really stupid video you did on Jesus or the Bible and homosexuality and all that kind of stuff. And then what you did is you pulled up a Wikipedia page. You pulled up a Wikipedia page, which is a violation of any sort of scholarly standards whatsoever. There's actually a really awesome book that I actually used in my actual college research for the multiple degrees that I possess. This one of the ones here is called The Craft of Research. There's an entire section in here that tells you, do not go to Wikipedia. It's an entire section in here about not going to Wikipedia. And then you went and you read, and it basically stated, it said that there are multiple verses in the Bible that have been interpreted to mean that interpreted to mean that there was something homosexual going on or something like that. And then you pause and say, see, and so when y'all Christians, y'all get the gay bash and being homophobic like that. The Bible talks homosexuality, but the problem is that's a non sequitur. A mention of homosexuality in the text is not an endorsement of homosexuality, not a command of homosexuality. It's not anything that says anything that homosexual is okay. It literally does not logically follow from there being some mention of homosexuality. As a matter of fact, when homosexuality is mentioned, it's mentioned in First Corinthians 9:6, for example, as one of the things that keeps you out of heaven. That means that you are not saved. It's mentioned in numerous places as something that is an abominable practice, like Romans chapter 1. But you took that Wikipedia page as saying that there's parts of the Bible that mention homosexuality, as meaning that the Bible somehow endorsed homosexuality, which does not logically follow from the premises. I might say, for example, that there is some book that I have, a medical book that mentions cancer. That does not mean that the medical book endorses cancer or says that you should get cancer or that you should try to spread cancer or anything of the sort. It's just stupid. But these are the sorts of arguments you made in that stupid video of yours. And so I just want you to be aware of that. By the way, when somebody says, I don't know who's the Chris Harris doppelganger, this ain't me, because Chris Harris is funny looking, and Chris Harris likewise doesn't know logic. Chris Harris does think
He was in my group. Hey, I brought Chris Harris out. Come on, man. Put some respect on Chris' name. Y'all wouldn't know him if it wasn't for Tory Nights. Come on, come on.
I don't know why you were that close to the mic there, brother Maxwell. That brother like an elder Maxwell right there. Sing "Fortunate" for me one time. But listen,
Live Reaper.
So anyhow, yeah. So you couldn't have been talking about me not being logical or anything like that, and talking about not making sense out of nonsense. I know you're not going to know anything about logic terms. So I put up a square of opposition, ask you about contraries and contradictories. Not going to know anything about it. One of us is trained in logic, and so what I'm going to tell you is the stuff that you said is literal nonsense. It's nonsense. It made no actual sense. To like, for example, the claim because the Bible mentions homosexuality, that it somehow is endorsing homosexuality. It doesn't follow. And I'll let you respond with your stupid response now.
Okay, I mean, following that line of logic, just because the Bible mentions it doesn't mean it endorses it. I don't necessarily agree with that.
Okay. So there's one part of the Bible where there's a man talking.
Did you want me to finish with my stupid response?
Yeah. So,
okay. Or did you want to keep going?
Oh no! I tell you, go ahead and finish stupid response. I'm gonna type my notes out. There you go.
Yes, let him finish his response, brother. Go ahead.
Gotcha. Yeah, I don't necessarily agree with that. People try to use that when defending slavery in the Bible. That just because it mentions slavery, that it's not promoting it, but when it specifically gives you rules on how to treat your slaves, tells you slaves, you can only have Hebrew slaves for 6 years, a host of other things, which I would agree is an endorsement of it. So, I beg to differ on that.
Okay. What's a casuistic law?
Go ahead. You're teaching today.
No. I'm asking questions, and I'm teaching by asking questions. Because here's the thing. There's such a thing as an apodictic law, and there's such a thing as a casuistic law, right? And then you have things that are actual didactic commands, right? Do you know the difference between those things?
Again, this is where you start making. You're try to make sense out of nonsense. This is what I was talking about when I made that statement. So you can go through this all through the Bible.
This is the point.
It's still not going to make it historically accurate. It's still not going to make your myth reality for us.
Historical accuracy is irrelevant to the topic.
No,
there's a casuistic law, right?
I was just pointing out that's why I made that statement, since you failed to understand.
Well, right. Well, no.
Doing it again.
I didn't fail to understand anything. I actually understand more than you've ever remembered, more than you've ever remembered in your life.
This sounds great.
So here's the problem. Let's go. So here's the problem, though, sir. Coming across a law that's casuistic is not the same as coming across a law that's apodictic, or anything that's a specific divine command that you were to follow because of some divine prescription. God's height of morality that he's asking you to follow. Now, and I'm asking these questions, and I do this all the time, because most of you people get on here talking about what the Bible is supposedly endorsing and things like that, just because it's mentioned. You don't know the differences between these things because you have studied absolutely nothing. Now, one of the things that I pointed out, and I took a screenshot of the comment. I took the screenshot of the comment that you made, because I commented and asked you about your education. You were in our back chat talking about uneducated butts and not knowing the prereqs, things like that. These are degrees behind me. And then when I asked you your education, what you stated pointedly was that you took some, and I want to put emphasis on the some, comparative religion class, when that's typically one class. And then you did not even finish with that degree, and it was probably at a community college. So you are completely uneducated in anything and completely uneducated on the topic. Comparative religion also doesn't do anything but compare different religious stories and compare similar philosophies and understandings of things. It does not get into the historicity. You would have gotten nothing in a comparative religion class that would have given you any sort of basis for challenging the historicity of Jesus or anything that qualifies you to talk about law in this way. Now, one of us
set that debate up on the historicity of Jesus.
So again,
if that's what you think you're coming to prove.
So one of the two of us,
sadly disappointed.
One of the two of us studies law, and so I know the difference between a casuistic and an apodictic law. So when a law is given against something, there, it typically means that the practice itself is being limited to curb abuses that take place. So you think because it's mentioned that means it's an endorsement. And that right there, you're going to have to prove. You're going to have to show that anywhere else. Like I gave an example. If a medical textbook mentioned cancer, does that mean that the medical book is endorsing cancer? All we talked about is the sheer mention of cancer. Simply having a topic mentioned in a particular text does not mean that it is okay. For example, majority of the laws and things that you get within the scriptures are not God's ideal in the first place. They're not God's moral ideal in the first place. They are, though, means of getting along in a state. So, for example, the Bible recounts things that took place like rapes. It talks about like the rape of Tamar, for example. Does that mean God is endorsing rape because Tamar was raped? No. You have something that is being described in that instance rather than being prescribed. Yes, sir.
Oh, I just wanted to ask.
Why are you inches, brother? Put the mic. What are you doing? Why are you so close?
Sorcerer, can you calm the witchcraft down, brother? You long-winded, brother. You know, we get it, brother.
Mic up.
I get it, brother.
You don't need me this close to the microphone. It sounds muddled. Back the microphone up.
Okay.
Hey, hold on, Slim Reaper. Judah Dance, you got something to say to obviously to Slim Reaper, because you called him long-winded. But go ahead.
I don't know. The brother keeps saying that my microphone is really, really loud. Like, turn your computer down, sir. I just want to ask, sir, are you a Christian, to the guy with the multiple degrees?
Yes, absolutely. But I'm asking again, the mic works sitting on your table. If that's a snowball, you don't have to hold it.
It works sitting on your table.
Please put the mic down. You don't need to hold
it. Sir, yes, I do. Sir, yes, I do. It's probably Satan in your head. That's what's going on, sir.
Are y'all not going to tell the brother he sounds distorted when he puts the mic up to his lips? Nobody else.
Hey, brother. Hey, that's the Judah Dance way, bro. It's the Judah Dance way, bro.
If he's going to hold the mic up to his lips, I'm not even going to listen. He doesn't have the same one.
Hey, look, I'll hop off because this guy, my mic is all right.
Now you good, man. I just ask you a question. Listen to it or don't listen to it, Slim Reaper. Let them get it out though. What you got to say, Judas?
Okay, for the long-winded guy with the multiple degrees, are you a Christian?
Yes, I asked for. He is a Christian. He's the Crusader. He's a Crusader Christian at that.
The answer
The
to the
super
question is
team
yes.
Christian.
And whoever muted me, don't do that again.
Nah, we didn't mute you, brother.
Somebody muted
To the sorcerer, sir, is my mic still too loud or?
Hey, you good? You good? You good? It's loud, but it ain't too loud.
All right.
Hold on. Hey, Leandre, unmute yourself, bro. Do it one more time.
You know good and well one of you two is muting me because it keeps happening. My hand isn't even near the thing. One of you two is muting me, and it's one of you Craigs. I know it is.
It's not.
Nah, I ain't muted you.
But Brother Maxwell, go ahead.
So you're just gonna ignore my question?
I answered your question, and then Craig answered. I was trying to answer the question multiple times. I keep saying I was muted. Did you comprehend that part or no?
Sorcerer, your mic was muted. We didn't hear you.
So then don't say I was ignoring it because you should take in what was said. My mic was muted.
So I'm supposed to read your lips.
No. You're not supposed to read my lips. You're not supposed to assume you're being ignored when you can see my lips moving, and I come back and say that I was muted.
Sir, are you doing rituals? Like, what's wrong with you?
No, sir. Where's Maxine? How's Maxine?
Look, he can't even focus. Sir, are you smoking cracks? Like, sir, pay attention.
Listen, brother, you should get to your question before I roast you, big dog.
Well, you can't roast me, sir, because I make more money than you, and you got all these degrees. I own a school.
I guarantee you don't make more money.
Sir.
You know what? What I do?
Sir, you're a sorcerer and you're long-winded, sir.
Do you know who I am and what I do?
Sir, I know who you. Yes, you're a sorcerer, and you will not put that. Sir, I get it. You're long-winded. Oh, how about this? I'll mute. You can put us to sleep with your goddamn enchantment, and then when you get done, I'll speak, and then you can stop cutting me off.
Okay. So
deal?
You raise your hand, and I'm telling you, I've answered the question. What's your question? What do you have to say, old man?
He said he answered my question. Now he's asking me, what's my question?
Yes. So because you asked the first question, am I source? You said you had another question. I'm asking, what's the question?
Sir, are you smoking cracks?
Cracks, multiple?
Yeah, we don't call it crack no more. We call it cracks. Sir, I'm asking you a question. You can't focus.
I answered your question 17 times now. Yes.
Now it's 17.
Okay,
I'm going on mute, man. I told you about these Christians, man. No wonder Jesus is losing in 2023. These niggas don't want to defend their bullshit.
Listen, I asked the old man from Living Single multiple times what he had to say. I answered his question. He asked, "Was you a Christian?" I said, "Yes." So, Mr. Living Single, if you have a follow-up, I'm all ears.
I don't know. Maybe he's talking to me. I'm not sure.
No. I'm talking to Living Single right there.
Hey, Judah Nash, he's talking about you, brother.
Living single, fool. I live in Japan. I own a school. I have 4 kids, sir. Okay.
Living.
Yo, it's cloud.
You
I have a question for the. I have a question.
Like, I'm ready to anytime. Like, yeah, I'm ready to definitely prove.
I just have one question for the sorcerer. I have one question for the sorcerer. Sir, is Jesus going to help your hairline?
Oh no. My hairline is actually.
I guess not.
Yeah. My hairline is fine. These are actually waves. You wouldn't know anything about it because you can't get a comb through yours. You look. Listen, man. Listen. You comb yours, it sounds like you're cutting apples. So that's you. Okay. My hairline is perfectly fine. Okay. You have a gray beard right now, right? And you have a homeless thermal top on. So again,
it's called pajamas. And yes, I do have a gray beard because I'm 48 years old. How old are you, sir?
I'm sorry to hear. Me, I'm 34, more accomplished.
So why do you have a child molester mustache?
Oh no, this is not a child molester mustache, sir.
Yes, it is, sir. Anybody with a mustache like that molest kids, sir.
Yeah, you wish. Listen, I could tell you.
Exactly, sir. Thank you.
In high school, listen,
sir.
Yes.
Here's my sir. Are you going to defend that witch?
You old people and these devices that you think you have to have inches from
sir.
These things pick up whether you're holding it back close or not.
Sir, your hairline is going back inch by inch every minute. Now, sir.
Yeah.
Are you, sir?
You wish.
Sir, I've been in this in the heavy hitters for like a year. Now I'm asking you, sir.
There are no heavy hitters.
All right. Are you going to defend that witchcraft, sir, against Israelites, or are you gonna duck and dodge and juke move and do all that crazy shit y'all Christians generally do?
Yeah, you must not know who I am or what I do.
I don't know. I know who you are. Your name is Tomato Can Jones.
Okay, yeah, sure. That was super clever. Did you come up with that by yourself?
It's not.
Here?
No, you are a tomato can. I've never heard. Everyone knows who I am, sir. Everyone knows who I am. I never heard of you.
Oh, okay.
You know why? Because you're a tomato can. Now, are you going to defend that whack ass religion against the Torah?
Hold up, real quick. Let me do this for you, do the Naz, right? And see, I would never get into.
Well, I said you had a bun.
I like keeping my brain in check, but Slim Reaper is very legendary at the end of the day. He went up against Garfield, Chris Harris. You know what I'm saying? He pissed off a lot of people. He made people have a lot of mental breakdowns. I had to give it to the brother. You know what I'm saying? Very sharp, very witty. You know, not afraid of anything. You know what I'm saying? He's the only Christian I know that carry a whole bunch of they carry a whole arsenal, not just his degrees, but his artillery and weaponry at that. Samurai swords and 9mm. You know what I'm saying? That's how he rolls. And he drinks cheap booze. So, you know. That's
hey, I commend him for that, even though we brought Chris out from our group and then I had to whoop Chris on HOK. We retired JJ 7000. Matter of fact, we got, like I said, we have the whole Christian church running. Y'all need to put on some roller skates because Jesus is ashamed of y'all. Sir, are you going to... Sir, I know you want to cut me off. Sir, I get it. You want to cut me off. I know, sir. I get it. I know. I get it. I've been whooping y'all ass for years. No, sir. Are you going to defend your witchcraft versus Israelites?
Sir, I tell you what, if it's you specifically.
So I guess that's a no.
Okay, so if you clean out the hair out of your ears, oh man, I'm answering your question. I want you specifically. You specifically. Make it happen with you specifically.
Y'all heard this, right?
Mm-hmm.
Hey, I'm gonna ask you something. You do know that you have to use the Torah and the prophets to substantiate the New Testament, right?
Oh, absolutely.
Oh, so you know I'm gonna dig a big ass hole and put some tissue over it, and you're gonna fall in there.
That's fine. Like I said, make it happen with you. And if A1 could respond now, that'd be great.
He don't want no smoke.
I forgot what I was supposed to be responding to.
Okay, so what I said was,
go ahead. You can reiterate.
So I pointed out that the entire video you did was stupid, where you were talking about the Bible and homosexuality, so I watched it. That was the point. You're free to respond now.
Okay. Oh yeah, you were talking about the Wikipedia. When I go in, I don't do like I say, I'm saving all my scholarship for the debates, man. I go on there and show people how they can readily access these topics, that they're not foreign. It's not something I'm making up. And I show them how to start vetting Wikipedia for sources. Because you're right, you can't go to Wikipedia to try to use that to substantiate anything. But I show people how to vet that. That's all. Okay. Because you're right, I can go and show you a bunch of stuff on Wikipedia that's a complete lie and made up. So that's not something that I would use. That's not something I'm not about to be in our debate on historicity pulling up anything of that nature. And your logic is only going to get you so far when it comes to historicity and the sources thereof when it comes to Jesus. So, you know, saddle up and let's do this, you know. All that stuff, you know, it sounds good and you can keep doing all of that. I'd rather say less and save it for the debate.
Yeah, okay, so I'm going to ask you a question. Are you going to be able to answer it?
Ask.
Do you know? No. Well, are you going to be able to answer the question? That's the first question. Because what I don't want you to do is, because here's what happens. I ask people certain questions who pretend to have learned certain topics. And right now I'm asking a college dropout, alleged college dropout. I don't even know if you went there, but I'm asking by his own admission, a college dropout, if he knows the answer to certain questions about topics which he would have never actually touched on or studied. So my question to you is a very simple one. Are you going to be able to answer the question? What happens all the time is I ask people a question and they know they don't know the answer to the question. They didn't say, well, you teach, well, you're the one talking, you go ahead. Are you going to be able to answer the question I'm asking you? It's a yes or no question.
It sounds like you're asking if I'm a psychic now.
No, I'm asking, are you?
I don't know.
No, listen, all I want to do is, not tell you what. Here's the thing. You can either give an answer or say, I don't know.
Can you agree to those terms? I don't intend to be disingenuous and buck dance. If that's what you're asking me.
So if you have an answer, please give one. If you don't, say I don't know.
Gotcha.
Do you know what a casuistic law is?
No.
Okay.
I'm gonna have to look that up.
Okay. So when you say, for example, that because something is mentioned in the text, there's a text where Jesus is talking to a father, and the father says, "My son is a lunatic," in the King James version. My son is a lunatic. Um, is that particular text endorsing anything about lunacy?
No,
Okay, why not?
that's not what I was saying.
Well, now I'm asking a question right now. Why is it not endorsing lunacy?
Just logically, that's not how I would read it. And
Okay,
I know your logic games. Go ahead though.
I'm not
I'll
asking.
entertain it. Go ahead. I don't want to cut you off. I'll walk
Okay,
with you. Let's go.
so how do you? Well, let me ask you a question. What's your interpretive methodology when you read the scripture? When you read the Bible, what's your interpretive methodology?
Um, see what the consensus is. I see what both sides are saying.
What
You know
two
what I'm
sides are
saying?
those?
Okay. Well, when I say both sides, there's usually several sides to an equation, and it's not just two.
Okay.
So
So
you
what
can lock
sides in
either one.
particular as it relates to interpreting a text? Like explain to me how do you interpret the text? So I just read, I don't know, Genesis 9 and 13, for example, right? How do I come to understand this text?
You can understand it metaphorically. Sometimes there are parables or doublets and stuff like that. It's just, the list goes on. Or do you want me to give a course? I don't want you to set
Yeah,
me up
I
with
would
questions.
like for you to tell me because this is going to be important, especially this is going to be important because I want to know how you learn to understand a particular text of scripture. You read the Bible, right? Let's say you don't have to believe it. But when you come and we're talking about, for example, your stupid video about homosexuality, right?
Mhm.
How do I know, right, what the text is saying? How can I do it? Like, how would you tell the audience? You go read the text and you want to see if the Bible supports homosexuality or slavery, or anything that it is, whatever the topic is. How can you understand this particular text? What's first? What's step number one?
And you're looking for something specific. So,
Yeah, I am because I'm asking about specific topics. Like you mentioned slavery, for example. Let's go with the slavery example. I read a text and it mentions slave there, right? And so how do I understand this text?
first you want to look at time period back then. Like I say, I'm not about to, I can bring up slides. I have slides.
I'm sorry, your audio is going up and down. Could you
I'm
clarify?
not I'm not a college professor where I'm about to be quoting that off the top. Like I can give that class. So if
Okay,
you
well,
think
no,
I'm
I
on
mean,
that
well,
level,
no, you
that's
don't need to be
not
a college
something I've
professor.
acclaimed to be.
Well, no,
So
you don't need to be a college professor. You've done entire videos on these topics. You've done entire videos on these topics. Let's go to different. Let's go one you went on homosexuality, right? Have you done a slavery video before?
yeah, I did
Okay,
one on the Barbary slave trade.
okay, okay. So, well, let's do one related to the Bible. You did one on homosexuality, right? You did
Mhm.
one on King James, but you also did one on Jesus and all that kind of stuff and homosexuality. I read a text on homosexuality. How can I come to understand this text? What's step number one? What do I need to do first? I've read the text.
Okay, I
Let's say
mean
I
it just
assume I read
depends
the
on
text.
what scriptures. Are we going David and Jonathan?
Yeah. Okay, I'll tell you what. Let's take David and Jonathan.
Okay.
What's your interpretive methodology for understanding text related to David and Jonathan?
Why not try to understand the time period and the
Mhm,
conditions that these people were living in back then
mhm,
when I'm understanding it?
mhm.
And I mean, it's the same methodology that you guys are using. You want me to explain it to you
Well,
in college terms?
no.
That's
We're
something I'm
not
not
using
about
the
to
same
do.
methodology because if we did, we would come to the same conclusion. Your
Not
methodology,
necessarily. Go ahead though.
no, yeah, yeah. Listen, because if you use the same methodology, I don't see how you would come to different conclusions. So you come thinking that that means something homosexual, and I'm asking,
Mm.
how did you like give like what do I? So you don't even know what methodology is. What's the methodology?
When I read into David and Jonathan and it says David exceeded, and then we go into the Hebrew on that and it says to grow. What organ on your body grows?
Okay, so
I
hang
would
on.
use deductive reasoning from there.
Okay, well, that's not inductive reasoning, by the way.
I
But
said D.
okay, yeah, that's not deductive reasoning. That's not deductive reasoning. So you're not reasoning syllogistically from two premises that are true to a conclusion that necessarily follows from the two premises that
Okay,
cannot
so
be false. So
what
what
group?
verse is it though? What
What
verse are we
group?
looking at? I
I
say
don't
we
have it.
pull it up.
I don't have it pulled
Everybody
up.
read it and you exegete it for us right here live. Logically.
I don't have it pulled up. Let me see. I don't have it pulled up, but I want you to set up a debate, and we can do this like
No,
that.
no,
I
no,
don't
no,
want
no.
this, I don't want this to go without the flyer and the promotion. You know, and then you can use your logic to try to make sense of
we don't need.
nonsense. You
What,
could use your logic to try to make sense of nonsense. If you like
sir,
there.
listen. You've already done entire
Mhm.
videos on this topic. All I'm asking you to do now is show us how you understood and interpreted these texts. This is not difficult. You've already covered the topic. You talked about your education in comparative religion classes, which is usually only one.
You want me to load up the slides, pull up the verses? Like,
Yes, I would love for you to give us the verse.
Let's set up
give
a
me the verse.
specific time and date for that.
No, sir.
Let's do that. Let's take it one step at a time. You're skipping steps, brother.
Sir, we're not skipping any steps. You've already done videos on this. I'm
yes,
now
I
asking
have.
you.
And if you would like to call me out and challenge me, there are steps you need to take. I thought we were in the process of that.
Sir, listen, our debate
it should be an easy debate. You sound like you haven't figured out.
Our debate is supposed to be on the historicity of Jesus. I'm asking you about this particular text, which you've already done a video on. I asked you a simple question. I want you to tell me how to answer. You said it depends on which specific verse we're talking about. I'm now talking about whatever verse you mentioned, and you said, David and Jonathan.
I'm not about to let you hit me with the 50 question shuffle and do a bunch of heavy lifting.
Okay. So
I would love to do this, but there are steps you're
skipping.
Once again, there are steps you're skipping.
I was minding my own business. I was on a completely other call about something else completely. And I heard you said my name. Now watch this. I didn't prepare. Now I didn't prepare an entire presentation on this thing and do a YouTube video. You did. So if I'm asking you about research that you've done,
I don't want to look through my I don't want to look through the PowerPoint to pull it up.
Okay, watch this. I'm gonna make this point. I'm gonna make this point and I'm gonna go silent. I just want to point out to the audience, I did not do an entire presentation on homosexuality in Jesus or homosexuality in the Bible. I didn't do that. He did. He did an entire presentation on it. He should be well prepared because it was his research. And he has all of the scholarship and he has all of the sources and all that kind of stuff. When I jumped on here, remember, one of us said source up or shut up. It wasn't me.
Can we share my screen? Can I
please finish my point? I already said I'm gonna finish my point after that. I ain't got nothing else to say because this is what I wanted to do. I was sitting in here backstage.
I'll give you a bite.
I was sitting here backstage and I was writing to Craig's repeatedly and telling them that I've been sitting back here for some time. And he was saying, I'm just saying source up or shut up, right? So
someone's
I get on here. Why do you keep interrupting, sir? I said I'm going.
You hear someone speaking behind you.
Sir, I don't hear anyone else speaking. I hear you.
I hear it. Hold on. What's going on? What is that? You don't hear Craig talking right now?
I don't hear Craig saying a word. They're all on mute. I can see everybody else's symbol as it can everybody else. Everybody else.
There you go. That was my mistake. Go ahead. I got it figured out.
Okay, so I didn't say source up or shut up. He did. He did an entire presentation on this particular topic. So I asked him specifically about one he did. I watched his whole video because it's what I watched his whole video. I'm now asking him to substantiate this. When
Reverend Ratchet, can I share my screen? Is that
possible? Brother? And why do I keep being interrupted?
Hold on, finish up Slip Reaper, then I hear you, AY.
So anyhow, his presentation, a claim he made. He's done multiple videos on this topic. He's done this repeatedly. I watched them. I then asked him to do that. I asked him to pull up the source, interpret the text for us. How can I come to understand this text the same way you did? Tell me what your interpretive methodology is. He has nothing even to offer that. Nothing to offer by way of that. This is not going to end well for him at all. Period. Point blank. It's just not. So now, just again, when this person talks, just notice somebody you should ignore. Has nothing to offer. Nothing. Now I'm done.
Once again, you're skipping steps. I have a lot to offer, but you're not about to skip the steps to go ahead and get that information. That's something that you guys love to do. If we're going to do it, we're going to do it proper. I didn't know what questions you're going to ask me. Now, if you want to set up a debate, we get the title and everything ironed out, then that's how we should do it. You know what I'm saying? Because at the same time, I do respect your credentials. I wouldn't come up here half prepared and half cocked with something. So we're not even about to play those games because when I do sit down and do this, I take it seriously. Those videos you're talking about, they're at the same time, they're informative, but they're still comedy. So, and I know it rubs you the wrong way. I see you're tight right now. You're tight because I'll be laughing, I'll be cracking jokes because this shit is a joke. This religion is a joke. The mythology that you're trying to make reality is a joke. And you're a joke. You make sense out of nonsense. You got a good spiel, and we're going to set it up and do it the right way. You're not skipping steps 2, 3, and 4. That's something that you guys like to do.
So hold on. What do you actually want to do, A1 right now? Do you
I
want
was going to share my screen, but again, I don't see. He almost talked me into letting him skip steps 2, and 3 to get to 4. And now,
only reason
if he wants to debate, he needs to set up a topic, and he needs to do it like that. He wants me to come through and defend prior videos from the past, and we can even do that. Still, I would even be down for that. But still, don't skip steps 2 and 3. Set it up so that way I'm properly prepared. That's all.
So I just want to point out, if you've done entire research on a particular topic and you published information on this thing right here, you are actually the one who's prepared. You did all of this stuff. I'm simply asking about something you put together. I don't know, maybe your memory.
No, I have all my stuff right here.
Is terrible. Maybe your memory is terrible.
Again, I have all my stuff right
because
here.
I couldn't even, what verse specifically speaking of, you start talking about what organ, what organ, and all that kind of, like, listen, you did the entire video. You did this. You talked about all of your research. Again, I was in your comment section when you talked about what you studied, the comparative religion classes, which there are no classes. The comparative religion class you took, right? And whatever gen ed classes, I guess, that you were in the back chat talking about you took. Again, this is what the stuff that you've done. And listen, it's not my first time interacting with you. And there's a reason why I'm handling you the way I am. You have been one of the most pompous people that I've ever encountered. But this is Dunning-Kruger. This is Dunning-Kruger, 100%. You have no earthly idea what you're talking about, and you're on here talking, and you're talking as if you are authoritative, or as if you know what you're talking about in the first place. You have no earthly idea what you're talking about. So
I'm talking like that because when it comes down to the history, that's something you're not going to be able to prove. You don't even know what verse you're talking about, but you're trying to get me to defend it.
Listen,
like
you just
want me to do all the heavy lifting for you.
You just sat here and talked about the laws and how they are endorsing and that sort of thing like that. And then the basics of it, you have no earthly idea. You have no business on the internet.
Can we have a quick little
I'm done now. I'm done now.
Part 2 of a religious trilogy, and you're running around proselytizing, and you think that you belong on the internet. And I feel like you're sadly mistaken. And none of the degrees that you have can give you common sense. You know,
I did this
you
for
call yourself Mr. Logic all day, but
I don't call myself Mr. Logic.
Again, like I say, bring it when it's time to prove the historicity of Jesus, because that's not something you're going to be able to do.
Here's the thing. Weeks ago, he said he's going to set that up. He has not. Now watch this. I did this whole thing because this is what I do. I jump on. I make clips of Negroes. I do this all day long. I have several of Chris. Several of multiple people in this community. You Negroes have no business talking. I'm going to make a video of this. I'm going to share it. So my whole point of this thing right here, this going to be the clips. You have nothing to offer.
Tag.
So yeah, there you go.
Okay. Everybody chill. Go to the corners. Everybody go to the corner. Judah Days. I got to go back to Judah Days. I got to step away for y'all for a second. Let y'all get y'all thoughts together. Judah Days, do you have anything to say, brother?
Is there another Christian that will step up to debate and stick up for Jesus? Because I'm kind of feeling bad for Jesus right now.
Jesus
and
is taking the L right now.
This long-winded brother, he's not ready to defend Jesus.
So, pick on Jesus. Just pick on Jesus Day. Just pick on Jesus Day, huh? All right.
No, I'm not picking. No, listen, I'm not picking on him. Like I'm saying, like, yo, he needs some support. People, he said that. You know what he said. They denying him in front of men. I'm saying, like, yo, if you're a Christian, like, stand 10 toes. This guy's talking about how many degrees he got. I'm a college dropout. Like, yo, see if them degrees help you with them scriptures, though.
That's a surprise.
Well, it shouldn't be.
It is not. That was sarcasm.
Craig, where you at, Craig? Help me out, Craig.
You know what? I'm gonna go ahead and pull this verse up for him, man. I'm gonna go ahead. I'm gonna give him what he wants right now. He wants me to pull this verse up on David.
Brother A1. Hey, brother A1, give me 45 seconds.
Wait, I'll be right back. I have a question.
I'll be right back. I'll be right back. I promise. I'll be right back. Not going anywhere.
Okay, yeah. Hey, Rue, you ain't said that in a while. What you think about this, man? Is this we got a good thing going right now? Hey, Rue.
Yeah. I think it's gonna be a pretty good debate. We'll get to see two different sides of things, and I think it's gonna be a dynamic debate. Honestly, I will say this. I'll just say this. There's a lot of prestige in having degrees, but I've known people that, and I personally know people that haven't went to college a day in their life and are brilliant. I mean, absolutely brilliant. So, you know, I just want to put that out there. You know what I mean? I'm not taking shots at anybody or nothing like that. I'm just saying, you know, I think it's a level playing field when it comes down to this. You know what I mean? So, what I'm saying is if my brother's actually able to do this, which I would really respect, man, he's looking at a Nobel Peace Prize.
Exactly.
If who's able to do what? Say that again.
If you are actually able to prove the historicity of Jesus, of the historical Jesus, you're looking at a Nobel Peace Prize, brother.
These Negroes are a Nobel Peace
Okay,
Prize.
so now I'm a Negro. You don't even know me, brother.
Peace Prize. Listen, a Nobel Peace Prize again. This is what happens on the internet. I have been against. Let me tell you something.
Look, he's about to finesse us with words now.
No. I'm not finessing anything. He said Nobel Peace Prize again. This is utterly ridiculous. It is not even a contention in any scholarship whatsoever about the history of Jesus, period. You also don't win a Nobel Peace Prize for that. That is ridiculous. Dude, does anybody know what a Nobel Prize laureate, like what they like?
Well, let me give it to you on a grander scale, brother. Not to cut you off, but just give it to you on another
I'm
grander
going to make
scale.
a clip of this too.
If you could prove the historicity of Jesus,
a Peace Prize.
It wouldn't be for.
When Martin Luther King got a Peace Prize, come on, man.
Can you share my screen, Reverend?
A Peace Prize.
Yeah, you'd be looking at a Nobel Peace Prize. You'd be doing something that no one has ever been able to do.
What piece am I bringing? Do you know what a Nobel Peace Prize is for?
Absolutely.
No. What's a Nobel Peace Prize?
But no, look, we're not about to do the 50 question shuffle, brother. We're gonna deal with the topic at hand. See, no, this is what he tried to do. He know he backed up right now. Because what you're saying that you could do, no one has ever done in the history of this world.
That's wild. Listen,
nobody has been able to prove the historicity of Jesus, brother. Stop it.
What's the criterion of historicity,
brother? Again, you show me one person that has proven the historicity of Jesus.
Again, listen.
Show it to me.
Okay, so
stop talking. Show it. You the wordologist. Put your screen up.
First of all, you are misusing words. Look, and this is what happens when you talk about.
No, you the wordologist here. I don't look. Yes. Bump all that, bro. Bump all that. You in the corner right now. Okay. You would be the first person in history to prove the historicity of Jesus, brother.
I'm sorry.
Do you know the magnitude of greatness you would achieve for that? You imagine the accolades you would get from that? Come on, let's not play games.
Okay, so let me ask you a question. You familiar?
I'm just saying, why you confident you want to ask questions?
You familiar with this work?
What's that, brother?
Are you familiar with any of these works?
I'm having trouble seeing that.
Familiar at all? I don't know.
Let me blow up the screen here. Let me blow up the screen here for you. That way I can see. Finding the historical Christ, Paul Barnett. I've read some of Paul Barnett's works.
Have you read that one? That's the question.
No, I haven't read that one.
How about this one?
Excavating Jesus Beneath the Stones. Who's that by?
You can't see it? Right there at the top.
It's a glare. It's John Dominic
the historians
Crossman.
who are listed at the top up there?
Yeah, I can see them now.
Okay, yeah, those are, John Dominic Crossman, right? The historian?
Yeah, I've heard of him.
So see, showing covers of a book does not prove a fairy tale character. Again, one, that's a claim. You're claiming that it's a fairy tale. You're gonna have to actually prove that. That's not logical. But here's the problem, though. It is actually not contentious whatsoever that Jesus was a historical figure. You don't actually have historians, classicists, or anyone like that who are denying the historicity of Jesus. Non-Christians readily admit the historicity of Jesus because it's not remotely contentious. There is absolutely no reason whatsoever to doubt the historicity of Jesus, period. So
why? But whoa, wait a minute. I can give you two main reasons right now.
Okay, go ahead, give me two.
Because there is not one eyewitness account, brother, for the so-called historical Jesus. Number one.
Okay, so hang on. So I'm going to write these down. So one, you say there's no eyewitness account.
Yes, there's not one eyewitness account for the historical Jesus.
Outside of the Bible, say that. Make sure you say outside of the Bible or any other religious text, because there
outside of the Bible or any other religious
try to pull up
text.
the Talmud or something like that.
Yeah, let me stand with that. And then also, there's zero archaeological evidence to support the existence of Jesus.
And then you have to define which Jesus he's talking about. That's something that we haven't done either. We don't know if he's talking about the mythological Jesus. Do you believe in the talking snake, the talking donkey? What type of Christian are you?
Okay.
I saw you say you were.
Hold on, your sources up. Your sources up. If you.
Hang on. Before we do that, let me respond.
Yeah, let Slim Reaper respond, because y'all bombarding my homie right now. Y'all bombarding him.
Okay.
He good though.
Hey, I expect the favorite to say that.
Okay, so watch this. Let me put it this way. One, Jesus is talked about outside of both the Talmud and outside of the New Testament. He's talked about outside of that. As a matter of fact, I'm going to show you something. I'm going to show you uneducated folks. Give me 1 second. I'm going to grab some. Don't move.
Save it for the debate.
No. I'm not saving anything for debate because it won't make a difference. It's still the same information that's already out there. So pause. Hang on 1 second.
I want to say shout out to Jeremiah. Long time no see. Tell LaShawn I said what's up. Hey, I appreciate everybody in the chat and everything.
Peace, brother Jeremiah.
Man, hit that like button. Hit that like button. Man, so we get an algorithm, man.
Y'all. I'm back now.
Wait, I have a question real quick. When's you guys' next show? Because I can see the long-winded professor. We're not going to get a chance to speak, or there ain't going to be no debates. So.
Oh man, Judah Dash, we're gonna bring you back personally, Judah Dash.
All right, because this guy's whack.
But
mama's whack.
Now,
nigga, your father whack, nigga, and it is a fucked up hairline.
Okay, hold on, right there.
No, we ain't going out like that, Judah Dash. Let's not go out like that. We gonna bring you back. You get to call him out.
He's the great man.
His mistakes. Yeah, you go in, Judah Dash. I know you.
I'm just saying, the bitch ass nigga said my mother whack when the nigga father's a fucking punk with a fucked up hairline.
I get it. Your mother whack and his father punk. All right, then we're gonna leave it right there. Leave it right there.
hold on right quick, Ratchet. Hold on right quick.
You got your leak back, Judah Dash. You got your leak back.
Now watch this. Hold
on right quick, Slim. I ain't trying to stop your flow, brother. Check this out. Judah Nash, man, my samurai brother. One thing that Slim Reaper said, he said he wanted you specifically. He said he ain't running. You know what I'm saying? And I see how you kind of dodged that a little bit and said he didn't want no smoke. I have to agree with Slim on that. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, man. I ain't see that, Creed. Yeah. Oh, man. Say it ain't so, Judah.
He said, I want you specifically. He said, specifically.
Say it ain't so, Judah Days.
Yeah, say it ain't so.
Y'all heard me call the dude out.
Okay.
Hold on, you saw that spin move. That nigga was over here tapping the triangle button on the PS3 controller, trying to get away from me because he knows I'm going to whoop that ass.
Okay.
Simple as that.
Can I please get back to what I was saying? Y'all have distracted.
Right? See, he want to get back to juke moving and talking about some other shit. Exactly. He don't want no smoke.
Me pointing out and saying him specifically, and me saying, but you guys an abstract point. This is me not wanting any smoke. This dude right here, you could tell why he couldn't make it in college. Now, so let me get back to this. So yeah, the hilarity is that historians, non-Christian historians, Dr. Bart Ehrman, for example, points out the fact that it is absolutely retarded to say that you want something from people who didn't come from something about some eyewitness accounts of Jesus, but then you don't want anything like from the people, for example, right? So if you want eyewitness accounts, who are going to be the people who would have witnessed Jesus? They would have been people who would have been with him. So what you actually have in the Gospels is multiple eyewitness accounts of Jesus. Saying that you want something other than that actually is a bias that's not actually historical. Non-Christians will tell you this. Dr. Bart Ehrman actually has written several books, actually, where he covers this topic. These two here, for example, and these two here, the New Testament and other early Christian writings, this one, and in this one, the New Testament, a historical introduction to early Christian writings, Bart Ehrman covers the topic. And what he points out is that if you try to just exclude the New Testament text simply because they're written by, that follow Jesus, then there's like that, you're not actually doing history. What you want is eyewitness accounts. And so where was Jesus? Where was he walking? He was walking amongst his people, the Jews there. So what you're going to get is you're going to get text from those people recounting the fact that there was a man who lived named Jesus in multiple accounts, not just one. Now, but watch this though. Jesus is mentioned. Outside of that, Jesus is mentioned by this scholar, by this historian here, Josephus. This is not a religious text. This was one that was written specifically for the Roman government. Jesus is mentioned here repeatedly. So this is the complete work of Josephus. Now watch this though. There's an entire book written by various other scholars, like Jesus and Christian Origins Outside of the New Testament. That's this one here. So this one here, you'll find multiple other places where Jesus is mentioned in reference. There's actually something related to the Apostle Peter and being a follower of Christ and things like that. But there's this one. This is written by a Roman historian by the name of Ramsay MacMullen, and this is simply a recount. This is simply a recount, a historical recount, and all you hear all through here is stories about Jesus Christ. Like, for example, the Emperor Hadrian, writing to one of his servants, talks about these people and it's Jesus who existed and things like that. There's numerous of those in this book here. This is written by a non-Christian Roman historian, Ramsay MacMullen. Again, so that's ridiculous. The claim about there being no archaeological evidence, also retarded and ridiculous. Again, none of you have done any reading, and again, I know there's no books over there, especially not anything.
Hold on.
I'm still in Miller talking. There is no holding.
Hold your horses for a minute, brother.
Hang on. No, I'm not holding anything.
I'm gonna show y'all how he finessed y'all.
Can y'all tell a brother to be quiet?
I'm about to show. I'm about to
Hey, Slim Reaper, go ahead, man. Kind of wrap it up because you killing him. You killing him over there, Slim Reaper. They can't take too much, bro. Leave it alone.
So anyhow, and then they said, "What Jesus are we talking about?" I'm gonna tell you ahead of time what's going to happen. They're going to posit the existence of these other Jesuses, right? Which don't even have even remotely the same sort of historical background.
This is what y'all want to see.
Who's the
This
crazy?
is what you want to see.
Who's the crazy white dude?
What the hell?
Who is that? Coming with that rat.
This is right here what you want to see.
Wait, make his screen big. I want to see it. Put this thing big.
Hold on. Wait, stop.
Take the thing off. Stop the screen. I want to see his picture. Make it bigger. Stop the screen share.
You know, you motherfuckers are pieces of shit.
All right, stop the screen share. All right.
I need to see his photo.
You really are.
Oh, okay, sorry.
You cost my best friend. My best friend of 17 years.
Hey, bro.
Who looked at Neanderthal?
17 years.
Who approved this? Which one is
Hell
Craig
no.
approved the
Hey, who's this guy?
Wait.
No, man, I'm bringing the Neanderthal back on.
I had a lot of questions.
Neanderthal, where you at? Neanderthal, where you at? Oh, why y'all keep the Neanderthal out? Oh, man, y'all did it.
No, I don't know what the fuck. No, bro. You doing a walk like, and when he did this, I kicked him off. I said, nope, nah. I'm sorry about that. Y'all continue. Nope.
Anyhow, yeah. So when they talk about this, which Jesus are we talking about? They're going to tell you about these other Jesus that existed, right? They're going to say, oh, these other Jesuses existed. And then they're going to talk about people. If you ask them, hey, give me some historical or archaeological evidence for the existence of these Jesuses. Like, how do you know these other ones existed, but this other Jesus did not exist, right? It's not going to happen. So I'm giving you a preview to the way it's going to go. It's the same line of reasoning every time, but there's a reason that you don't have any historians who teach classics or ancient history, anything like that, who deny the existence of Jesus. It's because of the weight of the evidence. He is the most widely attested historical figure of antiquity. There is, like, so again, if we talk about Alexander the Great, there's more evidence for Jesus than Alexander the Great or Julius Caesar or any of these other ancient figures. There's actually a chart that I will gladly show. And I'm giving you all this ahead of time because nothing is going to change. He'll have no actual response to it. It won't matter that I give it to you now. He'll have nothing for it. Nothing.
I have something right now, but I'm glad you finished that.
No more slavery. No more. Yeah, go ahead, Craig. Classic Craig. Go ahead.
I wanted to say,
Hey, what? I don't know who would that white guy. I don't care. You can join the link if it's up to me, but the rest of the black guys don't want you on here, so ain't no show. We got a couple of more people want to join the panel, but I'm gonna tell them be respectful. You ain't gonna turn it into a shit show. If Judah Nass My homie. I know
Any,
Mr. Judah Dance. He can act right on here. The rest of you niggas should act right. So
anything else I got to say?
yeah.
Make it quick because I got to run soon. So if any responses, make it quick. So because I got to run soon.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
So A1, go ahead, A1.
I was gonna say, he's finessing you guys, and notice like you got to pay attention to the words that he uses. It sounds really good. He put a real nice word salad together. He said Jesus is the most widely attested. That may be, you know what I'm saying. Spider-Man's widely attested as a character in some comic book. It doesn't make him real. Okay, so you needed to say widely documented. That would have been more proper, and that's what the debate is going to be about, and that's what you're going to have to bring forth. You're talking about Josephus, not reliable. Talking about Paul, he never met Jesus. If you go through his writings, but look, I'm going to save it. We're not about to have the debate right now. Again, you want to attempt to skip steps 2 and 3 and go straight to 4 today, and it's just not something we're going to do. But you sound great. I'm still going to give you the title, the great value Chris Harris. And as long as you're trying to make sense of nonsense, you know what I'm saying? You're on the losing side of an argument.
Okay. Did you want to execute that text before I go?
Execute that text. I was going to show you. You were going to show. I was going to show you. Let me pull this up. Can I share my screen again? Yeah, he's trying to finesse you guys on the historicity of Jesus. The world is run by Christian apologists, What can I say?
So that's a Christian apologist takeover, basically. That's what you're saying?
So the Christian crusades are active and going on right now. You know what I'm saying? We can see it today. We don't have to just go into the Bible and go into history. People's lands are being stolen right now in the name of religion.
Hey, there we go right there. You up, man. Proof of the KJV Bible promotes homosexuality and pedophilia. There we go right there. There go the slide. Go ahead.
Yeah. This was the title of my I forgot. This was the title of some presentation I had. But we're just going to go Blue Letter Bible. This is a good reference for anybody who's, into looking up different terms. You can type in a word and it'll show you how many times it's in the text. You can use the Blue Letter Bible to go back to the original translations. It's just a tool that you can have in your toolbox when you come across these Christian apologists, because they're heavy in the word, especially the Israelites. I've seen Judah Nats getting busy. I think you may have used this once or twice too. Okay, let's get into it. It says, as soon as the lad was gone, David arose out of a place toward the south and fell on his face to the ground and bowed himself 3 times. And they kissed one another and wept one with another until David exceeded. And then when I show, what else did I have with this? Where am I at? And then I show, you can go into the original Hebrew. The word is gadol for exceeded. And when you go into the definition of gadol, it says, to grow 14 times, to nourish up greater 5 times, magnify, great, so what's exceeding here? And what line of reasoning do you use to come to, and what conclusion do you come to, and explain your line of reasoning? Let's put the ball in your court, because you're always trying to do that to us. Go ahead.
Well, what I asked you to do was exegete this particular text. But what gadol means actually, so the word gadol is actually a word that means like large or big or something like that. Like, for example, there are particular towers that are described by the same word. But what this particular text is actually saying here is that David cried harder. He cried the most. It is not saying that he cried until he ejaculated or anything like that, or any gay thing that comes to your sick little mind. But the word there actually just means to go further. It actually means to be, it means to be bigger, it means to be greater. It could be greater in power, number, anything like that. It has nothing to do with anything growing. But what you've done is you've taken one of the, as a matter of fact, scroll down to the outline of biblical usage. Oh, these are screenshots.
These are screenshots.
Yeah. So words have what's called semantic range or semantic domain. It means that they have a range of meaning. If I say that that someone is the apple of someone's eye, it means that I'm not calling someone a fruit. It means that that person is near and dear to me. And then if I use apple in a completely different context, it means that I might be talking about a fruit. So you don't understand what you're reading in English. And as a matter of fact, let me ask you a question. King James version of the Bible was written.
That's an opinion. What you just stated is an opinion. Let's not move on so quick as if it's an
Hang on, wait. I'm still responding.
Go ahead.
I'll tell you what. What year was the King James Bible written or put together? What year did it come out?
I can't quote it off the top of my head.
1611 is when the King James version of the Bible was published. Did you think that they were speaking the same sort of English we're speaking today, or is that Elizabethan English?
Did I pull up an English definition for the word?
Well, no. But here's the problem, though. This is a 17th century definition, not a 21st century definition.
Okay, so, what about kiss? What's the definition for the word kissed? What about that?
So the definition of that one, so that's talking about a kiss, but it's not talking about any sort of kiss on the lips. You're talking about an ancient Near Eastern greeting that had nothing to do with anything homosexual. So for example, you'll read elsewhere in this story. You read elsewhere in the books of Samuel where it says that David covered that Saul went into the cave to cover his feet. And when Saul went into the cave to cover his feet, what does that mean? Like, what does it mean to cover your feet?
You're all over the place.
No, I'm not all over the place. No.
I'm not going to let you do that.
I'm not all over the place about
We're not in church,
and
you're not going to bounce from scripture to scripture.
Okay, no. I'm not. No, listen. One. Here's what I'm pointing out to you. You have a problem with the English here, and then you have a problem with idiomatic expressions, right? And you have a problem with things that occur in a completely different culture and context than the one we presently live in. So you think about walking up kissing a dude, you thinking of something homosexual. That's not what that was. That's not what that was at all. So, for example, the Apostle Paul, part of the same group of people, part of the same ethnic group of people, says greet each other with a holy kiss. But that has nothing to do with walking up and kissing somebody on the mouth or anything gay whatsoever. Like in France today, you might do what's called a la bise, and you kiss someone on the cheeks. It has nothing to do with anything remotely gay. It's their version of
these
greeting.
people were not greeting each other. These people were not greeting each other. No.
Okay, so
no. They weren't greeting each other. That's not what's happening here.
Okay,
what you just said was all true, but you're applying a situation that has nothing to do with this situation.
Okay,
they're
so
not
again,
greeting each other. He fell with his face to the ground and bowed himself before him, and then they kissed.
Okay, now hang on a second.
Explaining it. Go ahead.
So again, what you're not talking about here is anything even remotely homosexual. This is these people taking a posture of grief, which is why they're crying. So anyway, so you do that. That's why it says, and they wept with one another. They're crying. This is them sad. This is a posture of people being sad and upset. What you're talking about is something that is completely a reflection of your own mind. You're imposing things on a text from your own homosexual mind.
No,
so that's not what happened here in the text. I'm in the middle of responding. So the examples that I gave, for example, when it says that Saul went into a cave to cover his feet, that means that Saul is in there using the bathroom. It does not mean that he's in there throwing anything over his feet. There are idioms and expressions and things that are going on in this text because it's an ancient text from a different group of people that have nothing to do with you or your mind. This is nothing remotely gay about this, period. Period, point blank, full stop. That's your interpretation, but you did not exegete the text, which is what I asked you to do.
That's your interpretation. I'm not on
No, it's not my interpretation.
I'm not on your time today. We're not on your time. You did ask me to do that, we're not on
but where's the exegesis? What's step one for interpreting the text?
I didn't have a presentation based on what you were going to ask because you didn't talk to me before we went live.
What is step one for understanding this text?
Step one, go ahead and set it up. That's what you need to do.
Can you give me step one for interpreting the text?
Stop skipping steps, brother.
What's step one for interpreting the text?
Stop skipping steps. Skipping steps. And can you understand the Hebrew? Because we understand what exceeded meant. Again, these people are not greeting each other. So you say you understand what exceeded meant. That's not what's going on.
You said you understand what exceeded meant, except for the fact that one, this wasn't written in the 17th century. This was written thousands of years prior to this by Hebrew people that had nothing to do with you. And then you're reading a 17th century version of English, not a 21st century version of English, but a 17th century version of English. And then I gave you other ways that this Hebrew word is used that has nothing to do. It has nothing to do with any part. It's not a sexual innuendo. It just isn't. It's not a sexual innuendo whatsoever. No matter what you're going to say. So when you try to make it seem like it is one, I'm telling you that the word gadol means multiple other things. Like, for example, there's an entire in the Midrash, there's an entire book called the Gadol, but it has nothing to do with anything remotely sexual. That is your non-English and non-Hebrew certainly understanding of what this means.
No, that's not just my opinion.
Okay,
I didn't come
it
up
is.
with that myself.
I tell you
So
what.
um,
Yes, it is.
no, it's not. It's not. It's not. So let's keep it
Okay.
moving. And if you want to set that one up, we can go into that as well.
Okay. So, well, I tell you what. You have Blue Letter. You can pull up Blue Letter Bible, right?
Yeah, I can share my screen for you.
You have a concordance?
Where would you like me to go to pull one up for you?
Well, I'm asking, do you have a concordance?
Not on hand.
Okay. So, because what we can do is we can check to go see the other usages of gadol and see if it's used in a sexual way to see if you're interpreting it correctly. Because you say Blue Letter Bible, it's a resource. You should know how to use this concordance.
Pull up your screen. You pull up your screen. I was over here in my text. I don't want to do your heavy lifting. You're so good at having other people do your heavy lifting.
No.
Go ahead.
Listen, this is not people doing my heavy lifting. This is
I'm gonna
me.
let you get your presentation. I'm not gonna help you with your presentation. I appreciate the offer though.
I'm not. Listen.
Let me stop sharing my screen so you can do yours.
So,
I don't want to help you with your presentation. You're a nice guy and all.
You keep saying that, except for the problem here is that what I'm asking you to do is prove your case. You are doing and that's why I said you don't know nothing about logic, because what you're doing now is you're doing what's called the transfer of the burden of proof fallacy.
No,
I'm asking
you just said we could. No, what you just said was what we can do now is go and see the other uses of gadol.
No. I asked you if you could. That's what I asked you. Now watch this.
You said what we can do.
That was first
you were teaching. You were in teaching mode, and that's how it came out.
No. See,
and if that's not what you meant, it's okay though. I'm not holding you to anything.
Hello, fellas. Can we slow down for a minute? We had some other people that.
I can look up what I was looking up over here.
Yeah.
I told everybody at the beginning of the thing that what he was going to do was, if I asked him a question where he didn't know the answer to,
I'm looking up what I'm looking up.
He was simply going to turn and say that, oh well, I want you to teach. He does not actually have any legs. Now watch this. I'm going to share this real quick. Just so we can see.
You're taking the positive assertion, and when it comes to historicity, you're taking the.
I don't know why you're saying positive assertion, but I want you all to look at this. When you're in Blue Letter Bible, this is the word, right? This is the word right here in Hebrew. Okay, this is a Gimel, a Dalet, and a Lamed, right? I know he doesn't know what those are. And then it says, here are the way the King James Version. This is a specific 17th century version of the text in the following manner: to magnify, great, to grow, to nourish up, to grow up, greater, and miscellaneous, right? Now, what's this? Does anybody see the outline of biblical usage where this has anything to do with anything sexual? No. So watch this. Let's see. Watch this. Let's see. To twist, to twine, to twist a cord, to make firm, strong, become strong. I'm sorry?
The word grow isn't sexual, but when your penis grows, that's sexual. So you're looking up.
And watch this. Do you see the word penis anywhere here?
Who?
Do you see the word penis anywhere?
Go ahead.
Is penis anywhere here? Now,
the two men were kissing.
No. Listen. Do you see penis anywhere? Yes or no?
No. We see we see two men kissing, and then we see that one exceeded.
Oh, okay. Watch this now. Now let's look at that word gadol, and let's see. Do we see sexual references here? Let's look at what it says in Genesis. How is the word used? So let's look. Genesis 19:13. For we will destroy this place because the cry of them waxen great. Oh, what's that? I'm sorry. It's great. The cry of these people has become great. That you're talking about here. That something is loud. That there's a lot of something here. And it says, as the child grew. Is that sexual? When it says that the child grew, are we talking about his penis here? Oh, let's scroll. Let's see. There's Genesis 21:20. And God was with the lad, and he grew. And so it says God was with the lad, and his penis grew. No, that's not the way that one's translated in Genesis 21:20. Let's try 26:13. And the man waxed great and went forward and grew until he became very great. And so you have him growing 3 times in that one verse. Is all of these talking about his penis? Let's scroll down and see if we get more of this man's homosexual interpretations. Let's just pick another one at random. I don't know. Let's find one from the same book. Let's go to 2 Samuel. But the poor man had nothing, save one little ewe lamb, which he had brought and nourished up, and it grew up together with him. This is talking about someone growing up, talking about the lamb right here. Is this the lamb's penis that's gotten larger? Let's see. Let's pick another one at random. 2 Chronicles. But he forsook the counsel which the old men gave him, and he took counsel with the young men that were brought up with him. So here we have that same word gadol here, meaning that the person has grown up, that this was a person who was his peer, that they were gadol with him, that they got big with him. Is everyone's penis getting large at the same time? No, this is this man's sick homosexual fantasies that he's reading into the text. This man right here is hiding something from his family, and that's really what we're seeing here, because there's nothing in these texts, nothing in the usages here. When you run through the biblical usages, has anything to do with anything homosexual. Zephaniah 2:10. They shall have for their
Hello, Sliver. You going in? You going in? Craig, where you in, Craig? Where you in, class?
I'm flabbergasted, brother. I'm flabbergasted.
You flabbergasted.
This dude's a homosexual who's hiding his fantasies and reading them into things where they don't belong. You won't see this in the actual usage.
Hold on.
It's a homosexual.
Hey, hello. You gotta stop. Slim Reaper. What?
Right here, because I could show you right here in the New Oxford Anointed Bible where it's showing that nakedness is a reference for genitals. You have one? What? You have one of these? We'll turn the page.
Oh yeah. Hang on.
No shit. Them niggas sourcing up. Them niggas got books over there. Books. All books. Scholarship.
Okay, what we doing?
Playing. Just as you're saying that there is never any references to anything sexual.
You see?
Go ahead, come on.
Slim Reaper had that whole like it was a big wad of money, nigga.
Bouncing around.
The books.
I wouldn't do that. Oh, I said this one is the 5th edition. Which one are you in?
Damn, that's a thick ass book. A1. God damn.
Well, so I have the 4th edition NRSV, and then I have the Oxford one.
The Oxford one is one I'm in, the 5th edition.
Yeah, well, they're both actually are, but one is NRSV. This other one is I think NCSB. But
this is NRSV. This is an NRSV with the Apocrypha.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
I'm on 438. We're on Samuel. We're still in Samuel.
So we're on 1 Samuel 20 verse 41. Correct.
I want you to go down onto the notes on 438. Okay.
Well, hang on. Wait. We're exegeting the same text. 1 Samuel 12:41, right?
We are. This is still the same verse. This is still the same verse. This is just to give context. Which you guys do this all the time. You like to read a couple lines after and a couple lines before. If I could be so, can I? Okay, but yeah, if you go all the way down to the bottom, are you on 438 where it's
So this one I have here, this is 4th edition, so it's not 438. So, but I'm looking at the specific note for 1 Samuel, 1 Samuel chapter 20 verse 41. Is that the note you're looking at for?
Okay, I'm looking at the notes for 30. Okay.
1 Samuel,
where it says, chosen, the son of Jesse, Saul, accuses Jonathan of treason, nakedness, a euphemism for genitals.
Okay. Oh, wait. What does nakedness and a euphemism for genitals have to do with specific verse 1 Samuel 20 verse 41, where you're saying gadol, where it said exceeding, meant that his genitals got bigger? That's what we're asking.
You're saying that there are no references to any, like I'm making this up out of my mind. Like these references aren't in this verse specifically attached to this.
What I told
That's
you
what you're acting like right now.
No, you're saying you said that it said that David exceeded, and you said that gadol means to grow, and that's talking about his genitals. I'm asking you to show that. We're now looking at it.
It's one interpretation. Yes.
No. In the book,
this isn't my argument.
In the book that you just picked up, go to anything in this particular book we're both looking at. Look at the note for 1 Samuel chapter 20 verse 41 and show me where the commentators here are saying that this has something to do with genitals.
That's why I went 4 lines after to 30.
4 lines before 40 verse 41 is not 30.
Wait, excuse me. Hold on. We're on 20 actually. What are we on? 21.
1 Samuel chapter 20, verse 41.
20.
Nakedness, of course, means that you saw someone naked, that you saw them genitals. It means it sometimes. For example, in Genesis, when it says that one of
Okay.
Noah's
Thank you.
sons
Thank you.
uncovered
I
his nakedness,
appreciate
that
you.
had nothing to do with genitals.
That's all I wanted you to say.
No.
That's all I wanted you to say.
Yeah,
I don't
the
want you
verse
to
here
act
is
like
not
we're
talking
going
about anybody
around
being naked.
imagining people's genitals when the references are
Well, the reference in 1 Samuel
from
chapter 20, verse 41 has nothing to do with nakedness. And so going to a different verse that's not to do with this specific issue is not what we're talking about. In 1 Samuel chapter 20, verse 41, tell me where there's any reference to genitals or nakedness even. Show me.
Hold on, I'm lost on my page.
You've been lost for a long time.
No, I haven't been lost. You just admitted what I was saying.
No.
First
Listen.
you went on to say, wait, I just want to make this clear, because first you went on to say that like I'm making this up out of my own mind and my own imagination. Like I'm just in here imagining gay stuff. When these two men are kissing, you're saying that's a greeting in France, etc. We know that, but these two men weren't greeting each other. That's not what was going on here. So for you to go down that whole line, you waste a lot of our time. You've already talked a lot. You've already talked a lot. You've already talked a lot. Let somebody else talk.
But again,
you've already said what you need to say.
You go to a verse talking about nakedness, and which is not this verse. This verse not talking about the nakedness.
This is the same. This is still Samuel. I'm still in Samuel.
Listen. There's also like Mephibosheth.
I'm in Samuel giving you context on Samuel.
Mephibosheth is also in Samuel, but that's not this particular story. Show me in 1 Samuel 20, verse 41, where there's something to do with his genitals growing. That's it. That's all you got to do. This is simple. We're looking at the same book. We're looking at the same one. Show me 1 Samuel 20, verse 41, where there's some reference to nakedness. Go.
That's not what... These men are kissed. That I didn't say that nakedness was a reference to that. What I was showing you was that they do reference genitals and a bunch of other stuff, because you said they don't. And you were trying to act like I make this stuff up out of my mind.
No, you did.
I wasn't trying to attach those two. Then I was giving you context to show you that this whole situation is weird.
You are in the closet,
and that
like
words
classic
do
Craig.
reference genitals.
You're in the closet like classic Craig, but classic Craig is literally in the closet, but you're figuratively in the closet. And so you're reading homosexual stuff where stuff doesn't exist. Even when you come across, say that there was a person who's naked. Likewise, doesn't mean there's anything even remotely gay going on there. People are naked for any number of reasons. And again, and sometimes it's euphemistic that something else has occurred, like in the case of Noah's son uncovering his nakedness. In numbers,
you in the closet, baby.
Yes,
you ain't lying. You in the closet.
In the book of Numbers, we learned that that's a euphemism to mean something else. So I'm asking you, in 1 Samuel 20, verse 41, show me genitals growing. We went through half of the freaking uses. We went through half of the freaking uses of the doll.
Again, I showed you the word exceeded, and I showed you the doll. It's your interpretation and it's your opinion.
No, it's not my interpretation.
His love or his sorrow growing. That's your interpretation.
Listen, it's not mine. Listen,
and this isn't my argument either. So
listen,
you know what I'm saying?
You gave the verse. I asked you to give us a verse that you were going to exegete. And then you came back, and this is the one that you got. I'm now asking you. We're doing exegesis now. We're now asking for the usage. Oh,
you're running the show. I thought Craig was doing the show. And
no.
If you want me to do exegesis,
if
you want me to do exegesis, and you want to challenge my exegesis, let's set up a show for
that. Bro, listen.
So that way I can come.
I
don't have slides. I don't have all of that. I know what you want.
You gave the
I don't have it like that. That's not what this is in this presentation.
Hey, Craig, you got your job.
He thinks he's so dope. Say, hey, do a presentation on the fly for me.
I'm almost.
It's about time. I think they both got at a stopping point.
No. Look, here's my last point.
Okay, this is your last point. Make it the last point.
Now watch this. This Negro, again, I want to point this out. This nigga got on here and did an entire presentation that he shared on multiple platforms. I watched the stupid stuff that he put out here. And he made this argument about homosexuality stuff in the Bible. And then when asked to prove his point, he keeps saying, well, I didn't have slides. No, you gave the presentation. You're the expert on the topic. You're the one who took comparative religion classes. There's only one class. You don't need to take multiple unless you failed the first.
There's 101, 102, 103. Stop it.
No, I'm sorry. Wait a second. You took multiple classes in the 100
I didn't say I took multiple. I said there are multiple.
No. You actually said
stop making this about what I personally did. We're not about to go into that. Go ahead. But you're saying that something that's false.
Hang on,
Go
watch
ahead.
this. Hang
I just wanted to show you that.
on. Hang on, wait, watch this. So I'm petty.
Oh man.
I'm petty, so
too.
I do
I'm
this
gonna
thing.
pull up.
Hey, Zion War Child out there. Get back on the link, Zion War Child. I need to talk to you. Zion out there. Anybody hit Zion up, tell the Ratchet Craig said get back on the link, nigga.
Okay, hang on. Watch this. Look, I want to show you something. So one, I'm gonna pull up because I took a screenshot of what he said because I take screenshots of stuff people say because people be lying. I asked the brother specifically what his education was. This is his comment here. I'm gonna read it. It says, ex-Christians, some college comparative religion classes. That's plural. College comparative religion classes. That's what it says. That's him writing. I don't need to make them up. I'm not gonna lie. He said college comparative religion classes. There's not classes. Even if they do have one-on-one, listen, those are all in the 100s. So listen, again, he claimed to have taken college comparative religion classes. This was his presentation on homosexuality in the Bible. This was a verse he gave specifically. He should know all about it. He should be the expert. He shouldn't need any time to prepare. You gave the entire presentation. What we've just done is we just went through the outline of biblical usages here. And put my screen back up here one more time, and I'm almost done. I just want to show this. My screen, I'm still trying to share it. So when you look at the way that this text is used, you're not finding here that what we have is anyone's penis growing here. That's not the outline of biblical usage. That's not how it's used. Psalm 1850 says, "Great deliverance given he to his king," in the King James Version. Does that mean that the penis was delivered? Like it was an erect penis that was delivered? No, it does not. This is a homosexual reading homosexuality into the text. This brother right here, my main thing, this is what I want. I want this Negro off the internet. That's all I want. I want him off the internet. He needs to not talk again because on top of being a failure in college, he's failed at basic reading comprehension. And so this is not anybody you should listen to. Now I'm done.
Craig, help us out, Craig. Help us out, Classic.
Let me go ahead and get in here. Again, this isn't my argument.
Hold on. Let Classic come in right quick before you go in, AY. Put a thought tank in there, bro. Let him come in.
I gotta run. Y'all rock out.
Good, peace out.
Don't run now. I gotta respond to that.
I've said for like 40 minutes I gotta go. But
Yeah. Peace out, Slim Reaper. You killing him, Slim Reaper. You killing him.
Don't lie to that, man. He's suffering from religious psychosis right now.
I don't know how to
a talking snake and a talking donkey.
I don't know how to take that closet joke. I might have to stop being in the closet because of Slim.
Oh no! Come out like A1 needs to.